Hey all, hello and welcome, Tony Bing here. For this video we will be running through the Cosmic Trial with Blade on the PlayStation 4 version Marvel Heroes Omega. Now the whole idea behind these actual videos is they're for new players who are looking to beat the Cosmic Trial on a relatively freshly geared hero. So at the moment I don't have a legendary on Blade and I only have super heroic gear, so that's the purple rarity gear on him, no cosmics or anything like that, but we can still manage to pass it, and I'll show you how you do that and what skills you would use. So first up we look at the skills and talents, after that we go through the Cosmic Trial to show off the gameplay, and then at the end I'll just quickly bring up my gear to show that I am in fact wearing super heroic gear with no legendary either. So let's have a look at the actual skills first. So skill wise with Blade, it's all really about using his high cooldown powers, and you don't really want to directly engage the enemy here. So if we look at the skills I'm using, I do have pump action on my bar, which is a ranged spender. I won't use it often, but I prefer the ranged over the melee. We then have UV grenade, which gives us vulnerability and also stun, which is pretty important. Now on top of that we have hyper toxin grenade, and what this does is this provides an extra 25% vulnerability to grievous wounds, and that's a very important skill we'll look at the end of this particular section. And on top of that, if you defeat an enemy they get a death explosion as well. We then have Stake Thrower, which is a ranged execute, and this works well against bleeding enemies, and again we'll see a skill in just a moment that helps us get that actual bleed. We then look at the serum. This is pretty great. We are using this really as an additional med kit almost in a way, so it's one of the great buttons if you're in trouble. This is your get out of jail free card. We then have the signature. We're going for my namesake because it does a huge amount of damage, and the final stake that you kick actually has a 100% chance to brutal strike, and it pierces, so if you line up a group of enemies you can do a huge amount of damage on them. Now probably the skill we'll be using the most, and one of my most favourites on Blade, is Whiplash. So this is a dot 4 times per second, but it actually adds the bleeding grievous wounds effect on top of that as well, and it weaken the enemy. So the way this works is you want to throw down all your cooldowns when your ammo's reloading, because you're using your grenades and so on, and you won't have a huge ammo pool. You then run around the enemy using Whiplash. But what we'll do next is we'll check out the actual talents I would be using. The first talent we look at is the one for playing it safe. This is in control, so first never increases. You gain a increased defense rating multiplier, dodge rating multiplier, base health, and you also regenerate 2% of your max health per second. So this is great for the Cosmic Trial where defense really is important. We then have vicious wounds, and what this will do is it will buff our Whiplash skill and make that more powerful. So that's pretty great there because we're using that skill a lot. We then have psychoactive pheromones. With this, our hyper toxin grenade will actually gain 2 charges, so it's great to throw these off and spam them, and the death explosion becomes more powerful. For talent number 4 we have Patient Hunter. So when we use a cooldown power it reduces the cooldown of our signature by 0.5 seconds, and our signature is very important here, so the quicker we can get to use it the better. And final talent is Vibranium Batteries. So this one, our UV grenade, pulses an additional 2 times, and you actually gain 2 charges, and it does extra damage, so that's great for doing damage on a large group of mobs and also stunning them as well there. But let's go and see how we got on against the actual Cosmic Trial now.
Not I was just starting to like you.
Skull shall always return.
You don't know what you're messing with, Skull. The occult is out of your grasp.
And there we go, done. So it's not the flashiest of runs, but it does get the job done. You can see the importance of keep moving with Whiplash and just throwing down your cooldowns when you can, and more importantly lining up that signature of the Pierce to take out a ton of mobs. And you can see the gear as well here. It's just super heroic gear. We've got no legendary and we still managed to beat it with quite a fair bit of time left on both rounds as well. So hope this was insightful, hope it's useful, and I'll see you all again soon enough for another one of these videos.